What's up, everybody? What's going on? It's Bases Loaded Podcast. We're back. Baseball season underway. What's going on, Jory? See you already here in the chat. Appreciate it. Look, the season's gotten underway. Teams have played a few games, so we'll talk about some of the early season impressions that we've kind of gathered from watching some of these games. We're going to talk about the A's and the big news that came from them today about their future home, not only with Vegas, but where they're going to play temporarily until then. What's going on? What's going on, Jordan? What's up? Appreciate you tuning in. And but I think where we'll start with Shohei Ohtani. No, nothing new with the investigation. We know that they're doing one. I guess we were supposed to just take them at their word for it. But he hit his first home run. He's now off the schneid. He's now officially a Dodger player. So, I mean, do you think this kind of opens the floodgates for him, that he um, kind of gets going offensively? Could this probably push the investigation to the back burner because he's out there doing his thing? I mean, what do you think about everything? I mean, was impressive, 430-foot home run off of a lefty, but I mean, it probably helps take attention away from the investigation. Let's be honest. But what are your thoughts on Dodgers, Shohei, and all that right now?
I mean, Shohei is off to a average start, 10 for 37 right now. I mean, not crazy start for Shohei, 270, but solid all the way around. I mean, first and foremost, I'm just going to say free Pete Rose. That's all I'm going to say. Free the man Pete Rose right now. That's all I got to say. All I got to say to that. Dodgers, this is what we expected. I mean, they got guys. I mean, you're looking at the up and down the lineup. They still have guys like Max Muncy in there. And Max Muncy has mashed for the Dodgers year after year. He takes hometown discounts because he's like, I don't want to leave. We're going to win ball games. I want to be a part of it. So he stays around. You got him batting 303 right now. You got Will Smith just signed the massive contract. He's hitting 400 right now. Freddie Freeman. I mean, this lineup's ridiculous. I guess I'll ask you this. I mean, I don't see a hole when you look at the Dodgers lineup. Like, you look at matchups, right? Pitching matchups. If I was a pitcher and I looked at the Dodgers, I don't know, who I would pitch around to get to the next guy, right? You would be like, I want to pitch around Freeman. I don't want to get to Muncy. I'll pitch around Muncy. I don't want to get to Will Smith. Like, you look at this up and down this lineup, it's like, where's the hole?
Well, I kind of feel like it's been that way the past couple of seasons with the Dodgers, and yet they still haven't really been able to get to that mountaintop outside of the shortened season. What was that, like a 60-game season? That's the last title that they won.
Do we count that?
Weird COVID year with like the little cardboard cutouts in the stands, which I gotta say, I thought some places got creative with them. They were like growing on me, but it was weird watching games and having everything be audible. Like you were hearing players talking, you're hearing like when pitcher visits, you're hearing everything so clearly. The crack of the bat sounded ridiculously loud with no crowd noise. But yeah, I mean, for this group, for the money they spent, they have to win another title outside of that one. I mean, yes, it's a legit title because it was an actual season, but it just doesn't feel right for how much money they pumped into this club. So they're off to a great start. Shohei hitting that home run has to make the fans feel good. And like you said, it's a loaded lineup. I mean, it's going to be tough. Your best bet is catch a couple of guys on a slump, and then maybe that helps you out navigating the lineup, or keeping them in the ballpark is probably your best bet. But yeah, they're definitely going to be tough. Definitely going to be tough. They're already up 2 games in the division. I mean, it's still early, but I mean, they're off to a great start. But yeah, go ahead.
Have you ever thought, having too many stars is a problem, though. Because, I mean, when was the last time we can say, like, a team like this, who has got guys like Freeman and Otani? I mean, it's hard to build a team like that, right? But when is the last time we've been able to say you looked at a lineup and you couldn't pitch to them? That was the team that won the World Series. I mean, it's been a while. Like, I mean, you even look at the Braves, right? There's still holes in that lineup for the Braves. They have solid
Mhm.
players down the lineup. Like, I'm not going to say that any of those guys are pushovers, but like Orlando Arcia, I can pitch to him. That Harris, I can pitch to Harris. Like, they have holes throughout that lineup. Even some of your winners from the past. I mean, look at a team like the Giants World Series. There was holes in that lineup.
Yeah.
The Royals, I mean, the Royals had a good lineup, but like Aaron Gordon in there and what's his name? I can't remember his name now. Whit Merrifield. You had guys like that. I mean, there's holes throughout a lineup, but we haven't seen a team like this where it's just loaded, win the World Series. And I don't remember when the last time that would have been.
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Because I was thinking of some of the Red Sox lineups
Yeah,
where they were
Red
pretty
Sox,
good when
that's
they had
a
like
good one.
guys like Bill Miller hitting eighth, who I feel like regular season wise, he was like a 300 type hitter. He hit for average. I feel like in the playoffs he kind of elevated himself. But even with those lineups, I feel like there were areas where you could attack them, especially when you had like Veritek as your catcher, who had some power, but he wasn't like a great hitting catcher.
Yep.
So yeah, it's definitely tough to think of a lineup that like 1 through 9 you were like there scratching your head like how am I going to attack this guy? Oh yeah, look who's on deck. Like how do I attack this guy, not lose him because I have to face this guy, and I don't want to put myself in situations where I have guys on base and this dangerous hitters coming up. I can't think of one.
No,
That
no,
also
me
adds
neither.
to the reason why the Dodgers have a lot of pressure on them this year.
Maybe that's what kills them too, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you look at the Padres last year, how much money they stuck into that team with Machado and Xander Bogaerts, Juan Soto, and Josh
yep,
Hader at the back end of the bullpen, and that team fell apart. I mean, were they ever really a factor in the
no,
playoff race? I don't think so. I mean, so yeah, I can't name a team that has had this many star players that I mean went out there and pulled off a World Series win.
yeah. I mean, somebody in the chat might be able to know because I can't think of one at all.
No, not this loaded. Like this is loaded. Like maybe
Yeah,
James Outman, but that's still a fan. He's in his what second year? Outman is. I
I
mean,
think so.
he's a fantastic young guy on this team. Like it's still not a guy you could pitch around. One of those
Right.
kind of deals.
Yeah. And I know you brought up the Padres. Like the weird thing with the Padres was they just kept signing shortstops and then finding places for them to play in the field. And I always thought that was like a weird way to build your lineup and your team. It's like, oh, we'll take this shortstop, we'll put him in left, we'll take this one, put him in right, take this one, put him actually at short. Then it's like, well, is that the best of the shortstops actually playing shortstop? Then it's like, we'll take this other one playing at third, and it's just like,
Tatis
why?
can play right. Tatis can play right. He's fine out there. Like okay.
Right. And if you kind of like look at the way what's going on, Aaron, the
Oh,
way
look
it
at
is on the
this
baseball,
guy.
all right, it's all good. But like when I think about the defensive lineup, shortstop seems like kind of like the diva position. So if you sign like 4 or 5 of them and only have one of them play the position, I feel like it's gonna be tough for those guys kind of walking around the locker room where it's like, oh, that's the one they're having playing shortstop. I'm better than him, and they're
Yep.
sticking me in the outfield. And I feel like that's
Yep.
probably what happened with the Padres. And I guess they still somewhat have that issue, although what they have Bogarts playing second now, and yeah, because they moved Soto, but Soto's not a shortstop. So I, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if it's going to work out for the Padres this year. They haven't
They
gotten off
got
to a great start either.
versatility. shortstop's always that versatile position, right? You can
Yeah.
play short, you can move around everywhere. So I mean, that does help in that aspect. Like the Brewers, their prospect Jackson Churro, he started his career as a shortstop. He transitioned to the outfield because he was too fast. Like they said, they didn't
Mhm.
want to waste his speed at short, so let's move him to the outfield. One of those kind of deals with him. So
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron, what was for dinner tonight? You just got back from dinner. What was going on? What was for dinner?
I mean, it was we got takeout, freaking pizza, wings. Like that was nothing too special. I don't really see the fam that much, but then I come in here to get on with you guys, and I'm missing my. It sits on top of the mic, so hopefully it doesn't sound like garbage. But yeah, I was like paranoid. I was like for a couple minutes, I was like looking for that, and I was like, I got to get on. I'm already late. So, anyways, one of
Oh,
those
good.
deals.
Good.
You're in Philly. Philadelphia's got to have some good, like, I don't know, pizza, wings, something else
Oh,
going. I
I'm
mean,
too far. I'm like an hour, a little bit hour 15, hour 20 from Philly, but
oh,
yeah, I'm kind of in like the Wisconsin of Pennsylvania. It's just farms and yeah, 2-lane
Mhm.
roads and farms. That's about it. That's all you
the
get around
middle of freaking nowhere.
the Amish country. Yeah.
We got Family Dollar. That's what we got, man. It's like Dollar General kind of shit going on around here. Beef stew in a can, baby. That's all you need.
Simple living. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But yeah, I mean, we were just talking about Shohei hitting his first home run. Does that kind of take a little bit of some of the weight off his shoulders with the investigation and everything? So, I mean, yeah, you can chime in, Aaron, like with your thoughts about the whole Dodgers situation right now.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about like how deep their lineup is and everything like that, like how tough they are. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, what really stood out to me was when they got Freeman. Like that was like kind of the now you're really just dealing with a lot there. I mean, obviously Mookie coming over years ago, and then it's just so much. And then them getting Glasnow in the offseason. I don't know. I still kind of have my doubts that we'll see what they can do in the postseason, but I think they are a shoe-in to win that division. Like we talked about how what teams are going to threaten them in the NL West. I just don't see another team that can on paper just be as good as them. And like it's unfortunate. I'm definitely rooting against them, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll see how Yamamoto. That's kind of the wild card for them. But yeah, the lineup, to touch on that, Kyle. I mean, the lineup is it's as good as anybody in baseball, if not the best lineup in baseball.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's probably no argument there. I mean, I couldn't think of a lineup that you would even throw into the conversation with them. Yeah.
No,
So, yeah.
Maybe
So,
the
no.
I
Braves,
mean,
maybe the Braves, but I mean, because they scored they hit the most home runs last year by far, or something. They scored the most runs by far, something like that. But
Yeah, Braves. I
Phillies are
mean,
too up and
The
down.
Orioles, when they're right. I mean, that Orioles team can hit. We know
Yeah,
that. I mean, that's a
it's just
solid lineup.
they don't have like I think the Phillies lineup you can make an argument is better than the because they have like the big name guys that are going to give
Yep.
you 30, 40 home
mhm.
runs. It's
They
just
got the bomb hitters, not
right.
the
Yeah.
Like they have
we're gonna
guys you can't
run.
make a mistake to. But
Yep, yep.
the Phillies are also the type of team where they'll cool off so bad that like they'll score like against in that Red series they were having trouble scoring more than 2 runs a couple of those games. So yeah, I mean consistently wise, it's got to be Dodgers. Like to me, it's Dodgers Braves. I don't know. I mean even the Yankees. Like there's a couple of guys in the Yankees lineup. There's a couple guys in Houston's lineup. I mean Houston's probably better than the Yankees on paper, lineup wise, but.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Yeah. Hey, I'm a Red Sox fan, so anytime I can knock the Yankees, I'll take the
Red Sox.
alternative.
I forgot about the Red Sox. They got a better lineup than the Dodgers. That's all I know. Forgot about the Red Sox up there.
Hey, I wish. I wish. I mean, look, the lineup would be better than I think some people think, but yeah, not a chance.
Not
But
60
yeah,
wins, 61 wins. We got it.
I stand by. I think the Red Sox can to be in wild card contention. I do.
They're number
I
2
don't
in the
think.
division right now, aren't they?
Yeah,
I
they're.
thought so.
I guess, yeah, a game behind the Yankees.
Oh yeah.
But, Red Sox fans aren't looking at standings right now. They're still
You
trying to figure
gotta
out what the
look
team is.
now. I look now. Don't look after. Like Pirate fans right now. Look now. The Pirates are on top right now.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it while it lasts. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to get onto it now.
I feel like the Pirates do this every year, though.
Every freaking year. It's
They
got to be
start off with-
exhausting to be a Pirates fan.
Yeah.
It really does. Because it's always, we start out hot, we lead the division for like 30, 40 games, and then all of a sudden, done. It's done. Like, just like that, season over. Brewers come back, Cubs are back, Cardinals are back, Pirates are sitting at 5th. Just like that. It's nuts.
I mean, I want the Pirates to do well. Like, it's like a nice ballpark. Seems like a decent fan base and everything, and it's just like, when
they
are they
have
ever going to
history
put
too. Like they have World Series titles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like if the Brewers didn't win the Central, I'd be okay if the Pirates won it. Like that'd be fine. I just hate the Cardinals and the Cubs. Screw them. Like screw the Cubs. Like those two are the two that I'm like I don't want to see them near the top. But if the Brewers finish 3rd with the Cubs and Cardinals behind them, I don't care. That's fine with me. Reds can win it for all I care.
The Reds, yeah, that's another. Took 2 out of 3 in Philly, so.
Yeah.
Reds are a good team. That's a good team right there. A good young team. I don't know if they have the experience to figure it out yet, but that is a solid, like talent-wise, I think they're the best in the NL Central. I think they have the most talent on that roster.
That's interesting. It's an interesting comment.
Cruz made a couple like really boneheaded. Like I was watching that game the other night, and the one play he tries to shuffle it to second base just with his glove, like ball to glove, and then like ball out of glove, and like it flies over there, and then like early like a couple innings before he like threw a ball almost into the Phillies in the dugout, and I was like, man, like I don't watch Cruz a lot, but like it just surprised me. It was like more so mental that. It looked like, but that game was it was raining. They probably shouldn't even played, but no, he's like when he's on though, like any at bat, he can beat out a grounder in the infield. Like he's just, I just don't know defensively like what he is because like I watched that and I was like, man, like I don't know, is this how he plays all the time?
Javier Baez vibes there with that overthrow to first that was like F it straight up. I was like, what just happened?
Heads up.
Like he hit the net behind the first, like not even close. I was like, oh, this is called baseball right here. No, I heard coming out of the weekend, I heard Jackson Churro for the Brewers. You know, everybody was talking about Ellie De La Cruz, how fast he is. They actually said Jackson Churro's home to first is actually faster than what Ellie De La Cruz's is. I thought that was crazy. I mean, this guy is speedy fast. Holy crap. I couldn't read. They put a measurement out there. I couldn't read it. It was some kind of foreign language to me, understanding measurements and stuff like that. But all I know is from what I heard, this guy's got some crazy wheels for the Brewers there. So that's good stuff coming out of Milwaukee there.
Yeah. And that kind of goes into why they, switch with the bigger bases. Like these guys who can run, give them opportunities to show it off because that is an exciting play when you see a guy take off, steal a bag. Now you can get some guys maybe stealing third, which I do feel like is something we didn't really see a lot previous seasons. And who knows, maybe some couple of occurrences where somebody steals home. Because I mean, that still is one of the most like demoralizing things, like being on the mound, having a guy on third, kind of just inching down the line and then stealing on you. Like that's like the biggest momentum shift that they have in the game. If we get more of that, I'm all for it. Because we definitely have a lot of guys in the league who have the speed to do it.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah. Well, I think we can go to the A's now because just when it's like just when they're kicking their fans by talking about moving to Vegas, now they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna leave next year, not to go to Vegas early. We're gonna go to Sacramento, play at a AAA ballpark because we just want to get away from you all as soon as we can. We'll sit out there, wait for the stadium to be finished, and then we'll move from Sacramento to Vegas. Like, what are we doing here? Is it that bad that the relationship between Oakland and their fans that they couldn't stomach like another couple of years? I mean, I get it. The ballpark is a toilet, from what I hear, and I'm sure players don't want to stay there an extra 2 years when they have such a, I guess, beautiful home waiting for them in Vegas. But like, what do you make of this whole situation of playing in Sacramento for a couple of years until Vegas is ready?
I think the simplest reasoning is that Sutter Health Park only holds about 11,000 people. So, I mean, right now the A's are averaging like 10 to 11,000 people at their games. They're going to look like they're selling out the freaking crowd at this minor league field. Like, I mean, they're just doing it from a business standpoint, like the eye test. Like, shit, we got to sell out. Like, it's just the normal amount of people here. Like, it's okay. Like, don't get excited here.
Yeah.
No, I mean, is it really that much of a dump that they can't play games there anymore? That's like my only question to the whole thing. Like, is it that bad? The stadium in that bad? I mean, I know there's a raccoon living in one of the press boxes. Like, I know that. But like outside of that, is it really that bad that you can't finish out however many years there? Or if you just want to get it over with, like rip the Band-Aid off, right? I mean, they've already tarnished their relationship with the city. The fans, as we've seen, dislike them. So rip it off and just get the hell out of there. Like, that's the only thing that I can get out of this, is that they just want to be done with it. We're going to move out of here, make it an easier transition so we don't have that last game in 3 years from now where everybody's upset. We can just get out of here and stop with the controversy. Just end it now, move on.
Yeah. Aaron?
Yeah. Man, I mean, Tragan hit on some points that I didn't necessarily think about for sure. My question is, because when you bring up, is it good enough to play at? Like, maybe the fielding, because people have said about Veterans Stadium before, like the Phillies and the Eagles got their own stadiums, like that was an absolute dump. Like, the field was, I mean, people would go there and twist their ankle and be out for a couple of weeks. Like, there was just so many problems with that, the fielding surface. And like, if you look at like these stadiums that they try and run football and baseball in, it just always seems like it's chaotic. Like, it just, the baseball side of it never looks right, the football side of it never looks right. It's just not a great idea, at least optically. And then like maybe they don't spend a penny to upkeep the field. Like, maybe it's like you're walking on eggshells out there and you feel like you're going to twist your ankle or what have you. But I just, I don't get how the MLB is allowing this to happen. Like, now you're going to allow them to not only, like, okay, they'll move out of there just like the Baltimore Colts moved out of Baltimore in the middle of the night, whatever. That I could see happening, but for them to actually play in a AAA stadium and they're in the MLB, like that, tell me another sport this would happen. Like, in the NHL, I know the Coyotes play at like that stadium that holds like 8,000 or whatever, and it's just bizarre. But I don't know. Baseball is really making another colossal mistake. I think they should have forced the owner to fix the stadium for the last couple of years, or at least make it playable so you're still playing. I know that the fan relationship is pretty much tarnished, but this is like, I mean, like, this has gone from bad to worse, and like I didn't think it could get from bad to worse, but now it's like it's just an atrocity. I feel bad. Like, imagine growing up in that area and being an Oakland A's fan, and now this is what you're subjected to. Like, your team's gonna move, not even, stay in your own city. They're gonna leave your city to go play in a AAA stadium, and then they're gonna completely leave the state. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know how you can look at a positive from this if you're an A's fan. Like, I just don't. I don't see it. And I'd probably switch teams. Like, I wouldn't be like, all right, we're going to Vegas. All right, I'm going to go to the Giants or something now. Like, I don't. Well, I'm going to be an Angels. Well, that would be even worse, I guess. But I don't know.
Doesn't it just give you Major League vibes, like the movie? Like, this whole situation is like watching Major League. Like, this guy, all he wants is for the team to move. He's not going to put money into them. He doesn't want them to succeed. Like, I was talking to you guys the other day about Esteury Ruiz. Like he started the year 429. He's got an OPS above 1,000, and he gets sent down to AAA. And the reasoning behind it was he's striking out too much. He has 1 strikeout on the year. I can name about 50 guys in the MLB with more than 1 strikeout. And this guy gets dumped down to AAA right now for 1 strikeout. That's it. Like I don't get it. I don't get how this organization is functioning anymore. I mean, you said it once, Aaron. This is a AAA team at the big league level. I don't even think it's a AAA team. Like this is shit that you see down in high A, not at the big league level, not at AAA. Like I can name AAA teams, one of them being the Baltimore Orioles AAA team that would kick the shit out of this team. Like that's just how it is. Like this is a bad run organization. I don't think the move to Vegas is going to help that. I really don't. Unless if he's sandbagging right now to get this team to Vegas and then he's going to put it all into it. But even then, what happens when he doesn't? Then what do you do? You know, it's just a mess. And I don't know if the move to Vegas is actually going to fix it or if it's just going to be worse because now you don't have any fans, right? You're in Vegas. This is a whole different area. You're going to get some people traveling through Vegas, right? But those aren't staying. Those people aren't staying there. The Oakland Raider fans, they travel because that wasn't as, I guess, heartbreaking of a move. I mean, it was heartbreaking, but it wasn't like it was this. This is just terrible. This is just ownership screwing Oakland once again. And I think this is different from the Raiders situation to me.
Yeah. And oddly enough, the AAA stadium that they're going to is the Giants AAA affiliate. And, you know, looking at going from Oakland to Sacramento, it's like I just looked up, it's like an hour and a half away. So I wonder if like some Oakland fans who like want to boycott might make the drive just to boycott them outside of the AAA stadium.
I'm sure.
I mean, hey, I would be petty like that if I was, you know, a couple of years away from them ripping the team away. And then they move up the date just to move an hour and a half down the road. Yeah, I would make that drive just to make my opinion heard about the ownership who I can't stand. And I mean, you got to feel bad for the players because they're in a no-win situation. None of them are like great enough that once they get to Vegas will probably be a part of the plans. And they're now playing for an owner who doesn't care about fan relation, probably doesn't care about their well-keeping. He's just trying to kill time until he can move to a bigger, better opportunity in Vegas. So it's a weird for the players. I mean, obviously they have to perform because they're professionals, and hopefully they can, you know, if Vegas doesn't want them, another team might pick them up. But it's got to be weird morale in the locker room right now.
Well,
No, go ahead, Trey.
Well, and wouldn't this be a time right now? Like the Oakland A's don't even have the best farm system in baseball. I don't even know if they have a top 10. I mean, last time I looked, I don't know if they have a top 10 farm system in baseball. Like this organization as a whole is a dumpster fire. Like there's no good things coming out of here. Looking at the farm system, looking at the big league level, there's nothing. So, I mean, even if you're planning a move to Vegas where then you're going to put all this money in, shouldn't you be building up your farm system now? Putting guys, drafting guys, trading for guys, whatever it is, building up your single A, your high A, whatever it is. So that way, when you make that move, now you don't have to go out and spend Shohei Ohtani money on an entire roster, right? You have guys at the ready because when we look at this team right now, I don't know who really plays for him anymore. I saw Alex Woods pitching for him. We know Alex Woods' career is going down the shitter. Like that's you go to Oakland A's, you know you're donezo, right? I mean, I don't know. I look at this roster and I say to myself, like you just said, Kyle, who's going to make it? Who's going to be there in Vegas with this team? I don't think anybody. You know, Ruiz just got sent down with the 429 batting average. Like, who's going to make it on a team like this? So I don't know. The organization as a whole is ran poorly, and I think that is the worst part of this entire thing.
Well, I don't know if you guys follow The Athletic or not, but I found out
that. You I found that.
What's that?
You got to pay for that. I don't got the money like that.
Well, maybe I cracked the code. I got on there.
I got the big bucks.
Take take a wild guess. I want you guys to both take a wild guess where the Oakland A's rank according to the Athletic, and this was typed out on February 9th of this year. Where do you think the Oakland A's rank in the minor league systems?
I'll say
you guys are both in the top 10. You guys' teams are both in the top 10.
Of course, the Brewers are one of the best farm systems, man.
Brewers are second. Yeah, it's impressive.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 21. Oh, that was.
How did we both say 21?
Whoa,
that was good. That was good.
Couldn't do that again. You're both. You're way too positive. Both of you guys are way.
Are you serious right now?
No.
According to the Athletic,
28.
According to the Athletic, they have the worst farm system in baseball.
That is ridiculous. If you're that bad, the farm system is where you should have at least something going on.
Look at the Orioles. I mean, how bad the Orioles were and what has happened now that they built it up. But that took 4 years, right? 4 or 5, whatever, how many years to build. That's what the Oakland A's could be doing.
Yeah, it took a whole new philosophy, I think, is what it took for them, because they brought in Mike Elias from the Astros, who was like a higher up when they did their rebuild, and ever since he's got there, it's like this draft pick looks good. That draft, I mean, they put up 25 runs the other night. And they beat a team with like 25-8. So, and that's their AAA. Like, you could almost trade almost everybody on that AAA team and recoup like decent, like major league talent at this point. So, yeah, excellent point. That makes me think that they have no plan and they don't care, and they get to Vegas. Nothing. I mean, it's going to take new hirings. It's going to take like different philosophies. Like, nobody in that building, right? I mean, maybe these people are handcuffed too, because I mean, you watch Moneyball and Billy Beane could only do so. Like, how much can you really do if your owner is as cheap, the cheapest owner in sports? So it's such a sad. I don't know. It's almost sad how bad it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you're an A's fan, you don't have young talent in the farm system to look forward to. Your professional team, you probably don't know half of them where they came from, like what they're good at. Your stadium you're sitting in is falling apart underneath you. Like, where's the optimism? And look, they'll probably turn it into, oh, when we get to Vegas, things will be different. They'll probably think like Vegas will be a draw in free agency for guys to go there. They'll probably, spend a little bit more money. Which that is the case. Like, Oakland fans, that's another kick in the face that, yeah, they didn't care while they're in Oakland, but now because they're in the new flashy building in Vegas, now they're going to actually treat it like a real Major League Baseball team. So yeah, I feel so bad for them, and I wouldn't be mad if they just completely stopped showing up the rest of this year. I mean, I'd feel bad for the players for that situation, but for the fans, it's like, even like the 10,000 that do go, what's the point? They're not going to make your experience any better. For all we know, they probably sell like moldy hot dogs, and the dogs are probably stale. Like, this owner doesn't care about amenities. All the sodas are like
Flat
seltzer water. Like,
yeah. The nachos are like gas station nachos. Like, they're just cheese.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, there ain't nothing wrong with gas station nachos, man. You leave that out of here.
Yeah, maybe for $3, not 10. I mean, can you? I would love to see what the prices are. Like, is a beer at Oakland Stadium, or I think they call it Rickey Henderson Field. Is that like that compared to like Yankee Stadium or something? Like, there's got to be. Like, if it's near the same price, there's no way. Like, they have no justification for doing that to the couple people that show up. Like,
well, you got a quarter of the attendance, so you have to upprice everything, right? So
yeah,
$8 beer somewhere else is 30-some there, right? You got to equal out somehow.
Then less people will go. Like, even less people will start going. Like,
I'm showing up loaded. That's all I know. I ain't going into my one.
They probably wouldn't they probably don't allow tailgating. Like, there's it's just no fun zone whatsoever. Like, everything's depressing. It's just, Oh
Yeah, try to
man.
have fun. Some security guy comes by, just kicks over your grill or something. Goes, no, we don't do that here. Just like, what am I wasting my time over here for?
Uh,
Triple A
no,
is probably more fun, like than going out there.
Probably, yeah.
It's
I wouldn't be opposed to watching an MLB team like go to their AAA field or go to one of their minor league affiliate fields and play a baseball game, right? Like up in
Mhm.
Wisconsin, we have the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Like I would be okay if the Brewers went there and played a baseball game. Like I would go. I would go and watch that. I think that'd be really cool to see because I feel like sometimes when you get into a smaller stadium, you do have like more player interaction. Like you're closer. Like it feels like you're closer because you're not in the big stadium. So I would be opposed to. I know the A's are doing it out of stupidity and spite right now, but I wouldn't be opposed to teams actually doing that down the road where they do play it like like a 3-game series at their minor league affiliate field. Like that would be it would draw money towards their minor league fields too. More people from around that area would be able to watch some of these big leaguers there. Then easier traveling for guys and everything like that.
That's not. It's not a terrible idea at all. I mean, of course, baseball doesn't do anything that's innovative or fun in any way. So,
We go
yeah,
to the Field of Dreams and make it into a business district now. It's not cool any. I honestly like. Have you guys seen the Field of Dreams in a while? Like it used to be like this majestic, cool place. Now it's like corporate. Like it's like business now. Like it used to be that cool place that you saw and everything like that. And then ESPN came in, and then so they changed what it was to now it's this big flashy thing, right? It's not what it
Mhm.
used to be. This historical site.
that, that was bound to happen.
there.
Yeah.
There's a place like it's in Aberdeen, Maryland, and like Cal Ripken owns the whole facility. And it's really for like kids to go there, but they also have like I think it's low A or high A. It's the Aberdeen Ironbirds, and like they have a miniature Camden Yards and they have a miniature Fenway and a miniature Yankee Stadium there. But like you could never put major leaguers on that. Like it would just be like a single would be well, no, double would be a home run, but that would just be like to go on Trajan's point, like that would be something if they. I mean, they could play at the Ironbird Stadium because it's actually a huge field. But yeah, I love that idea. Like they should do at least one a year, or like one division should do that, and every like they should just do something along those lines because that would draw so much traffic into those little towns too, and it would like there's no I don't see a like a drawback of doing that. I just don't
No. No, I
scheduling
think it'd be a
conflicts,
really
but
cool thing. Yeah, it'd be a real cool thing for the MLB to try it.
Yeah. Even if
I
you
wonder
just
how
want to do
much.
like All Star at
yeah,
like
Yeah,
a minor league stadium.
yeah, that would be
that'd be sweet. That'd be sweet.
home run derby and like a like a small like a metal
Miniature
bat,
Fenway.
aluminum bat.
Miniature Fenway for the home run derby this year, boys. The Green Monster ain't keeping shit in this time.
Right.
I wonder how much that AAA team for the Giants is getting paid, though. I wonder how much the Giants organization has to get paid for the A's to play there. Like, they have to pay something, right? They can't just go
Yeah.
and play there. There's some kind of fee. I wonder how much the Giants getting kickback out of that. It's got to be something. I would imagine something with tickets, but the A's aren't going to sell anything for tickets. So then they just have to pay out of pocket at that point. So
I mean, yeah, people in Sacramento might just go to be like, oh, let's see how bad this team is, and they'll be like, who's that?
first
That
inning,
guy
gone.
still plays in the
Done.
league? Like,
This is
'cause
where
look,
Alex Wood went? Holy shit.
yeah, like I watched them when the Red Sox played them, and I was like, I don't know any of these people. Like Alex
Nope.
Wood, I heard him, and I was like, I know who that is. And like Ross Stripling pitched one of the games, I was like, yeah, I know who that is, but a lot of their hitters were coming up, and I was like, I don't know who these guys are. And
Were
I was
any of
like,
them
if I
hitting
was
like
an
hitting good? Like any of them over 300? I know it's early in the year, so it doesn't. I mean,
I don't think so, but I don't want to,
there's probably a bunch of them under the
lie on the
Mendoza line.
Oakland A's.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
tell you what, though, they have the most walk-off walks that I have seen in a very long time. Like, I thought they had a couple last year, too, and then they just had one this year for their one win. It's like, oh, well, if there's a team that's going to get it, it's the Oakland A's. Like they find a way to walk.
I mean, they have J.D. Davis hitting 364.
Wow.
That poor son of a gun is now playing there.
Yeah.
Wowza. How a career can change overnight. One day you're playing for the Mets, the next day you go to Oakland.
The bright lights to no lights.
Yeah.
I wonder if the lights don't work in Oakland anymore. That's why they got to move. They forgot to play the lighting bill, so now they got to move out of there.
No night games the rest of the year. Just
The light bulb went out. We don't want to change it, so we're just going to move stadiums.
Ricky Henderson should sue them because it's gotten that bad. It's like, I don't want my name affiliated with this stadium and this organization. And
that's kind of a good point.
I wonder if they're going to sell it.
Ricky Henderson Field, and it's that bad.
It's like it's a damper on his reputation almost.
Oh,
not even his fault.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, let's pull up their averages, see if there's anybody else.
Ruiz, he was their best hitter. He's in AAA.
Yeah. 429. The Davis. Some dude named Blade hits 333. Tyler Nevin.
I've heard the Blade name before.
Oh, Tyler Nevin.
Maybe that was Boudet. I don't remember.
Orioles legend Tyler Nevin, who did literally nothing. Like, he was like, I don't even know why they stuck with him that long.
He's bringing the Oakland A's out of the dumpster.
He's one of those guys who
only
play every
at-bats.
position. Like, he can play every infield position. He might be able to catch for all I know, but he can't hit he can't hit nothing. So
yeah,
I feel bad play better obviously, but now you end up there. It's like, that sucks.
Yeah, it is what it is. Look, I mean, we'll definitely, I guess, keep up with Oakland. Maybe over the course of the season, if it just gets bad, we'll definitely talk about them again. Or if they make some more news, who knows? Maybe they'll move to Sacramento mid-season. Say they won't even wait till the end of the year. We'll do it around the All-Star break when nobody's paying attention. Yeah, do like the Baltimore Colts way, moving truck middle of the night. Oakland fans standing outside like, hey, I thought it was the end of the year. They're like, no, we're going now. We'll see you guys later.
The poor souls that like actually stood with them, they still get betrayed. Like, it's just, oh
no.
That owner needs to just go
far away.
Yes, yeah.
Go to like soccer or something. Go own a soccer.
He doesn't need to sell soccer.
We don't care about soccer here. Go to soccer. I don't
send him to Philippines with Highlight or something. I don't know.
We don't want to send him there. I'd feel bad.
I mean, out of sight, out of mind. Nobody's gonna follow him there.
Underwater basket weaving for the win. He can run his own team.
Right. I feel like we could use like the last 15 minutes or so just to talk about early impressions, whether it's your team or other teams you might have seen. What teams have caught your eye, which ones have surprised you in a bad way. I mean, Aaron, you can, I guess, get us kicked off with this. Whether it's your team or another team, like early season impressions.
Yeah, I mean, I've been, me, I watch two teams all the time, and it's like, it's so funny to me. The Phillies come out and say, this year is going to be different. We're going to start hot. We're going to not make the same mistakes as last year. And like, here we go again. Like, it's just, you lose the two series of the year. And I mean, all granted, like the first one was against the Braves, but I mean, this Red series was the Reds tried to hand them this series a couple times. And I don't know, Castellanos just he can't lay off an outside slider. If you have two strikes on him, it's an outside slider. That's all you're going to see. And he constantly swings at it. So the defense has been really rocky too. Trey Turner's forgot how to play. I don't know if he was a great defender before, because I don't think he had any Gold Gloves coming into Philly, but he's definitely not going to win one this year the way he's playing right now. I don't know. That team is just that they're two different. Like, when the September rolls around, they figure out how to play, but so far pretty rough. And then the Orioles have been they haven't been hitting the ball against the Royals as well as I thought. But I mean, we're so early. But I hate to bring it up. Both of you guys are not a fan of this team, but I mean, I'm unpleasantly surprised about the Yankees so far because
I thought he was going to say the Cubs. I'm good.
I can't stomach the Yankees. I mean, the Yankee fan base. I can't. That's already getting on my last nerve. And now, like, they're coming from behind. They're sweeping Houston. They took 2 out of 3 from Arizona, and like I watched a little of that Arizona game, and it's like I didn't even feel like there were any Diamondbacks fans there. Like I get the Yankees have the biggest fan base probably in baseball, but it's a little obnoxious when somebody hits a home run at an opposing team stadium and like the entire stadium is like going crazy for the Yankees. Like that is just so annoying to me. Like it forever will be. So unfortunately, the Yankees being 5 or 6-1 at this point is surprising. I thought Houston would like beat them like 3 out of 4 or split the series or something like that. I hope this is not what's to come for the year, but I don't think it is. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Yankees have to build their hopes up and then come crashing down by the time the playoffs are around. I mean, I'll say, just to throw out another team, I'm kind of surprised like the Marlins are the like only winless team in the league. And they started their season with the Pirates and the Angels and are 0-8. And they lost the opening series game against the Cardinals as well. I thought, they were kind of getting somewhere with last year. I was expecting them to kind of start off pretty well this year, but 0-8 that's rough. And I was looking at their lineup and everything. Everybody's hitting like one something, low 200s. Like it's Yankee-esque with their lineup. So I don't know if it's just their whole team right now is in a slump, or is this kind of like previous iterations where the Marlins would be good and then just be bad as like very quickly and then kind of get better? I mean, it's still early, but definitely surprised that they're like the winless team in the league with kind of the talent that they show that they had last year. So that's definitely a surprise for me.
The Angels. You mentioned the Angels there. That's a surprise for me so far. 4-2 right now. I want to know over under how many at bats does it take for Anthony Rendon to get a hit? That's what I want to know. He's at 19 at bats right now, and the guy doesn't have a hit yet. He's drawn one walk. He's been on base one time with a walk, and he scored a run. Outside of that, 19 at bats, nothing. I mean, what do you think? Like 30 at bats for this guy to get a hit? I don't know. Like that's baffling to me. 19 at bats and doesn't even have a hit yet.
I'll say he gets to 25.
25. What do you got, Eric? What do you got?
I'll say 22. He gets one real soon, but it's not going to be it'll be a single. That's all he's getting. He's nothing.
Single. I'm going to go 31. I'm going to give him 31 at bats before he gets me a hit. I mean, 19 at bats without a hit, and you're telling 31 is going to be a wow moment? Like, whoa, what? All right. Angels are a surprise team. I mean, they played the Marlins and the Orioles. They did win the last game against the Orioles, but the 2 wins against the Marlins that they had, put up 7 runs, put up 10 runs against the Marlins. I mean, I don't care who you are. That's a good amount of runs right there. So not bad shaken by the Angels so far. And then, I mean, outside of that, I was looking at another. I can't remember who the heck I was looking at now. Lost them. Lost my train of thought there. Tigers, right off the bat, Tigers have been playing pretty good baseball. They have a good young group. I think that's what they're building off of is a good young group. I don't know if they're going to win the Central this year, but I think they're getting towards that point. I think they're getting to the point where the AL Central might be competitive once again and competitive with the rest of the league. I think they're getting to that point where the Tigers might be able to compete on the outside. So I like what I'm seeing from the Tigers. The Brewers in the Central right now, I mean, I got to talk about the Brewers a little bit, right? Love what I'm seeing so far about the Brewers. The new philosophy under Pat Murphy, which Craig Counsell didn't do a lot, was bunt the baseball, right? Small ball. This team's got a lot of speed. Jackson Churro, Bryce Terang is second in the league right now in steals. I believe he's got 6 at the moment right now. He's second in the league. They got speed all the way around. They're laying the bunt down. They're doing the little things, right? And Rhys Hoskins, I mean, that guy's a dog. Like, he's that thing that I think the Brewers are missing, right? That bit of energy. Just him against McNeil in that Mets series, which I'm going to say this now. That wasn't a dirty slide. Like, he slid through the bag. Feet weren't up in the air. He was making a hard slide. Like, that's a hard-nosed play. That's what baseball is missing, is hard-nosed plays like that. And McNeil's a baby back bitch. I mean, settle down. Nobody's aiming for you. Like, and I saw people, they were like, what was that guy? Tejada Utley took his ankle or his knee out there and broke his leg that time in the playoffs. And they were trying to compare that Rhys Hoskins slide to that. I was like, no way. I mean, why McNeil was upset was because he sucks and he dropped the baseball trying to make the double play. That's why he got pissed. Like, it wasn't that Hoskins slid through the bag. So, I mean, I love what Rhys Hoskins brings to the Brewers. Yelich, as much as I don't want to say it, has started out pretty dang hot. I mean, guy has started out hot for the Brewers. I'm holding my breath, right, for Christian Yelich, because I've seen the up and I've seen the down. I've seen it both, right? So I don't get my hopes up too much, but from what I've seen, the guy's hitting the baseball well. And this Brewers team, I was worried about no Devin Williams. Abner Uribe, and he hasn't pitched a full season in the bigs yet. He stepped into that closer's role against the Mets. 2 solid saves. Just steps in there like it was, he's been doing it for 10 years. Steps in there and it's just boom, 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 done. I mean, he blew the gun and put it in his pocket when he was facing the Mets. Like, that's the kind of confidence that I think not only stems from Pat Murphy, but also some of the players in the clubhouse. You know, I heard guys comparing this Brewers team now to like a college World Series team. Like, they just get so excited. Like, they're up on the top step. Every play is like, we're going nuts. And I think that's something that I love to see in baseball. Some teams lack that. I think the Brewers got that back. Now, is it with the young guys? Maybe. But you're seeing veterans do it too. So I love what I'm seeing out of the Brewers right now. They're just a tough, gritty group. And I think that's going to lead to a lot of success there. So I like the Brewers. Cardinals right now, that's interesting. Another 4-4 start to a season. I mean, they had a rough stretch there with the Dodgers. That's a tough series. But at the same time, it's like, man, when are they going to get over that hump? When is this team going to find something? I don't know. I'm loving it. I love looking at them at the bottom of the division there. I love looking at the Cubs and Cardinals both at the bottom of the division, but I just worry about the Cardinals. When do they figure it out?
I loved what Reese said after did you see what he said after all that went down in the locker room? And he's like, every time something's going bad for what is it, McNeil or I can never remember. McNeil. I always want to say O'Neal, and that's Cruz. But McNeil, it's like he's like he just likes to cry about things when things aren't going his way. I was like, yeah, he's got that hard ass in him. Like, I mean, I saw it in Philly all the time, but like it was just it's classical Mets. Like they cry about everything. Like they are the most crybaby team.
I loved it in the dugout when he was giving him the crybaby. He was doing the motion. And I was like, yes, this is like, but he isn't a guy that's looking to fight you, right? He's just not going to put up with the BS.
McNeil's screaming in his face, and he's just like,
and he just walks off. He's just like, whatever, dude. Like, we're not going to get it. And the best part about it was he knew he was going to get hit with a pitch. He knew it was coming, and yet he steps back in. And the thing that ticked me off the most was it wasn't the first at-bat, right? It wasn't the second at-bat. It was the third at-bat of the game that after he hit a 2-run bomb against him and a 2-run single, now we throw 8 feet behind him. And then after that, you have, I mean, as a manager, you have the balls to walk out of the dugout and try to argue with the ump and say, what are you doing? Like, you threw 8 feet behind Rhys Hoskins. You're a major league pitcher. Either you need Tommy John surgery because you just blew your elbow out, or you just suck that bad. Why are you out there arguing right now? Because, like, even Rhys after the game, he's like, you don't miss by 8 feet. Like, you just don't miss by 8 feet. That doesn't just happen. Like, I'm sick of that crap. I really am. If you're going to hit him, hit him. Don't throw behind him, right? That's what annoys me the most is when you just throw behind the guy. Just hit him. Put it right between his shoulder blades. Let's move on with life here. But do it in the first inning. Don't do it in the freaking 6th inning when nobody knows it. Like, it's just stupid. I thought that whole thing was stupid.
That was awesome though, because not awesome that they hit him or they threw behind him, I should say, but like all that happens, and then the next day, like he murders him again, like he just hits a 2-run shot. Like no matter what they do, they can't keep that guy from just annihilating him. And like when he was on the Phillies, like he would always hit the Mets well. It's one team, he goes up against them. It's like anything can be going on. Like the Brewers could lose 4 in a row, 5 in a row. Rhys Hoskins against the Mets, like that's like death and taxes. Like it's just he shows up.
I think the Phillies might actually miss Rhys Hoskins. I'll be honest with you. I think
they definitely do.
Yeah. Like he's like that leader. He's that guy in the locker room who will keep all the personalities together, right? Because Bryce is his own guy, and Nick Castellanos, we know about him. He's his own guy.
He's definitely his own guy. Yeah.
He's far out there, and Kyle Schwarber's, so Rhys Hoskins was like that glue, that leader guy. I think that's what the Brewers gained, and I'm happy, I'm not happy he was injured, right? But I think it helped the Brewers because they were able to afford him then, because otherwise he'd be 5 years, $120 million somewhere else right now, even more than that. But the Brewers are able to afford him. I think the Phillies lost out in that. If I was the Phillies, I would have brought him back just because of the clubhouse leadership that I think he brings to a team.
100%. Yeah. I think they're already kind of seeing, like, because I'm sure Bryce or like JT or somebody has kind of inserted themselves into that top leadership role, but like I don't know, their manager kind of drives me insane. Like, because yes, like a baseball manager, how much does he really have an impact? Like we can talk about that for hours probably, but he's like the most mundane. Like it's like watching paint dry when that guy talks, and I'm like, I could never see this guy motivating a clubhouse. And like a lot of the time I feel like they play that way. Like they come out and they're like, all right, well, we're good on paper, so we'll be fine. And it's like you don't see those guys outside of Harper. It's just like vanilla. Like how you were talking about how the Brewers are fun to watch. Like the Orioles are fun to watch. There's a lot of teams that are like it seems like they absolutely love each other. Like they go the extra mile. It's a whole team thing. And sometimes I do watch the Phillies and I question, like, are all these guys just divas? I don't know. I don't know, but I don't think the management being the way it is just like, all right, guys, we're fine. We'll get them tomorrow. It's just like, how many times? I don't know. It's just there's no like killer mentality. It's
like the Dodgers, like we were talking about earlier with the Dodgers. Like you put too many big name pieces together, too many personalities, and they don't know how to fit. They're not actually a team. You're just paying a bunch of guys to be in a room together. Like the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks last year are a prime example. Like that team had no freaking right to be in the World Series. Not a right in the world, right? You had the Dodgers, you had the Braves. I mean, you could have even said the Brewers last year, but the Diamondbacks out of all teams. But what was the difference there? I mean, Evan Longoria was playing like he was 28 years old again. Like the dude he had a diving play against the Brewers where I haven't seen Longo move like that in years. But it's one of those things like, you get into that clubhouse atmosphere and it makes you play different. Like it makes you feel younger, makes you play better, like all those kinds of things right there. And I think that's, like you said, Orioles, even the Braves, like you watch them, they still have fun playing the game. But you look at the Dodgers and even the Padres last year, Yankees, like that's business. That's boom, boom, boom. We show up to the ballpark. We're playing baseball. We go home. That's it. That's what we do. And I think that's their biggest downfall sometimes.
Yeah, that's definitely a great point. I mean, basically up on the hour here already. I feel like it always goes by pretty quickly.
We talked about the A's for too long.
I know. Hey, if nobody's going to talk about the A's, we'll talk about them for like half an hour on Bases Loaded podcast. But I feel like it's kind of a good stopping point. We'll pick up the conversation next week. I'm sure some other stuff will happen in MLB by then. Maybe some teams who have started off slow might start regaining their footing, and we'll bring them up. But definitely appreciate talking with both of you. If there's anything you want to, I guess, throw out there as we get out of here, got any final words?
Aaron Rodgers for vice president. I'm still running the campaign trail right now, folks.
Hopefully by the next time or this time next week, the Yankees have at least 4 losses. At least 4 losses.
I'm
Cross my
hoping
wouldn't
the
mind that.
A's. I'm hoping the A's are in Sacramento by the next time we talk. I really am. I really am. I'm like, next week they're in Sacramento. It's over. We're done.
I mean that would be an absolute plot twist. But yeah, appreciate those of you who tuned in. Appreciate those of you who might tune in after the fact. Or, a view is a view. We don't care. But make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share, follow, all that good stuff here at Integrity Sports Network. We are live on Facebook now, so that's definitely big. Yeah. Until next week, make sure you're back here at 9:15 for another episode of the Bases Loaded podcast. So for myself, Aaron at Brutally Honest Sports, got Trajan at Wisconsin Sports on the Go.
It's a
I'm
mouthful.
Kyle. We're out of here. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we will see you next week. All right, we're going.